Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another video for you. This video is going to be on finding the right foundation shade as well as the right tone for you, because I know that like when I was first starting out in foundations it did get a little bit intimidating when people were talking about undertones and stuff like that. MAC is like the first big brand that a lot of people buy like their first makeup items for. It might not be the case for everyone, it certainly was the case for me. They have obviously that NC and W color coding system, which at first might be a little intimidating for people, so I think it's good to just get a good education and a good understanding of your skin undertones, the kind of tones that will suit you, and what foundation tone is right for you. So to start off with, so there are three main kind of undertones that you will find when you're shopping for foundations. We have warm, cool, and then we have neutral. A lot of these brands are really good at kind of like catering to these undertones. Some usually just have a system that they just have like a neutral foundation everybody just has to deal. Some have foundations that are really red, some have foundations that are really orange, some have foundations that are really yellow. So it's very important to understand your undertone and understand what matches you, because you're going to end up with an orange face and a red neck. That ain't hot. No. So today I'm going to show you some foundations that I have in my own arsenal, and before anyone says anything, I have these foundations because I can get away with mixing them with different shades, and I actually just love the formulation of a lot of these foundations. Anything that I don't really like I just won't repurchase, but what I repurchase is stuff that I do like, obviously. This is just a guide to help some of you guys out. Obviously I am a black woman, so I can only really talk about how this relates to me. If you are Caucasian or light skin like Tina, mixed race, and you want me to do a video on this so that you can see, I can definitely get some of my friends to do this and help you guys, but I can kind of just talk to you guys about it and hopefully you'll be okay. Usually for fair or Caucasian girls, they generally have somewhat of a yellow undertone. Even if you have redness in your skin, you can counteract that with color correctors like green color corrector, and then your skin will be an even base. Even if you find that your skin looks a tiny bit red or blotchy, that's not your undertone. Like, you rarely find red undertones in fair or Caucasian girls. Float my boat? Understand? Usually with Caucasian girls there is a yellow undertone. If you look at the kind of neck or the veins, if you are Caucasian, if you look at you will see that there's a slight yellow undertone in your skin. If you look at your wrist here, you'll be able to see an undertone. If you look at your wrist here, this will let you know the kind of undertones that you have. So I have a kind of yellow undertone, like yellow orangey undertones. That's kind of what I've got going on in my skin. So basically what we're going to do in this video is color match, and I'm going to tell you which shades are right and which ones are wrong and the reasons why. So this one is the Makeup Forever Professional Paris. Why did I just say that? This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation basically, and this is in the shade Y505. So also I wanted to point out that with foundations there's a difference between getting your shade and getting your undertone. You can have a foundation that's in your color shade but it's just not in your undertone, which means that it's technically the right color for your skin but it's not in the tone that is underlaying in your skin. So here is Y505. In terms of the actual color match, it does look quite close, but if you guys actually do look at it, you can see that it has slightly more of a yellow undertone and it's not exactly the correct undertone for my skin. The next foundation that we have is the Lancome Teinte Idole 24-Hour Ultra Foundation. I have it matched here. This one is a bit tricky because it's what I have on my face now. So if you guys can see, it's pretty much my color match. However, it does look really orange there, but it really blends in to suit the color of your skin. So something like this ideally is perfect for me. Next up here we have the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. Now if you look at it, it is similar to the Lancome one in terms of the tone and the kind of like color, but if you look at the Marc Jacobs one, you can see that slightly more red tones are peeking through. Now I do not have any red undertones in my skin, which is why I do mix this with a more yellow based foundation to get the perfect shade for me, and when I do, it is absolutely perfect. It's the perfect match for me. This does lean more towards yellow, which is why probably a better shade for me, and this one does have a tiny bit more red. Now the next foundation that we have is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. If you look at that, guys, that's so orange. It's super orange. So obviously you can tell because this is my perfect shade. Sometimes if you are in a shop or anything like that, you're usually able to tell your shade if you match 3 or 4 at one time. Don't ever just go in and try just look at one, because you could think, yeah, that's my perfect shade. It could be your right shade, it might not be the perfect undertone. Always try one below and one under what you actually think you are, because usually one of them is usually a tiny bit better than what you think you are. That was such a tongue twister. What you think you are. Know what you are. Next up here we have the Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. Now, as much as the Lancome one is my perfect shade and absolutely matches me to a T, the Nars one also does, which is weird because you can see that it has slightly more of a yellow undertone. It is slightly more neutral than the Lancome one, but both of them still work for me. But look, this is what a red tone foundation looks like, this is what orange tone foundation looks like, and this is what a neutral tone foundation looks like. So while these are all my colour, they're completely different undertones. Here we have the Becca Luminous skin colour. Now this is in the shade, I'll let you guys know the shades at the end just in case I forgot to mention them. This is in the shade Cognac, and as you can see it's pretty close to the Nars shade. This Cognac shade is perfect for me when I've got a little bit of a tan. I don't know how, it just works when I have a slightly deeper skin tone, and it's perfect because it's quite neutral as well, so that's really going to help if you've got a bit of a tan and you've got a tiny bit darker, just to bring your skin back to your natural skin tone and just to kind of match your foundation to your neck. So just to kind of put that all in perspective as well, this is the L'Oreal Infallible foundations. I've swatched two of them there. That's 111 there and that's 112. 111 is the one that I use to neutralize foundation, so I used it to neutralize the Marc Jacobs one, which is here, and also the Too Faced one, which I don't actually use too often. I'm gonna lean my arm on my leg because I'm tired. Mama's been walking hard. So just to put that into perspective, you can see how yellow 111 is, so that's not my shade at all. Then you can see that 112 is really quite orange. Now the fact that this is 112 and 111 does not help. This is what I was talking about in, I think, my favourites video, was talking about brands tend to have the shade under a completely different undertone, and they're basically telling you, oh great, if you're not this one, go for this one. No, you'll find that you do have that problem sometimes when you go shopping, but my solution to it is just to mix the two. So I will show you that right now. And I actually wore this yesterday. So obviously with a little more of the orange, you can see that this will be a close match for me. In terms of undertone, it's getting a lot better, but you can see where we're going with this. And basically I just want to get the point across to you that if you're ever shopping and you find that you have that problem where the shade under is a completely different undertone, try mixing them, because you can usually get a neutral undertone, or you can try and mix something in just to get more of a red undertone or orange undertone. Where undertone you are. I feel like I've said undertone in this video like a million times. Undertone. Just to give you guys a quick recap of the foundation, just in case you feel like you might be any of these shades, just in case you kind of watch my videos and feel like, VENIKA might actually be a really good colour to me, but maybe I'm just not your right undertone. So here you go, I'm giving you options now, and these are all foundations which I love and 100% will be repurchasing, except the Too Faced one. Maybe that one's a bit too orange. So this is the Makeup Forever HD foundation in the shade Y505. This is the Lancome Idole 24 Hour Ultra Foundation in the shade 10. In the UK, I think that we use a slightly different system for the shade, so I'm shade 10 if you're in the UK. I believe that Jackie Aina on YouTube is exactly the same shade as me in most foundations, so whatever she uses in the Lancome foundation, I'm guessing is right. And she also gave me the trick to mix these two. This is the Marc Jacobs foundation in the shade 84 Cocoa Medium. This is the Too Faced foundation in the shade Mahogany. This is Jackie Aina shade as well. Love her, I stalk her. Sorry, I love you. This is the Nars All Day Weightless Luminous foundation in the shade New Guinea. This is the Becca Luminous skin colour in the shade Cognac. These are the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour foundations. This is 111 and this is 112. I feel like I talk about this all the time, the infamous 111. There you go. So I really hope that this video has been super helpful for you guys in understanding your foundation, in understanding how to pick out a foundation based on the right tone, the undertone, your skin tone, everything to match your body, so we don't go out crazy. Yellow neck, red face, that ain't hot. Maybe they were doing that back in the day, but in 2016 we ain't doing that. No. I'm obsessed with doing like these product kind of information videos for you guys, because I feel like I'm an endless fountain of knowledge, guys. Like, drink it up, take it in. So let me know what else you guys want to see. I have a list of so many different videos that I want to film for you guys, loads of different summer looks. If you guys want to see a tutorial on this look, super simple, super quick, let me know and I will do that for you guys. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this. Leave some comments, and if you guys are any of the shades that I mentioned here, then let me know. Hopefully I've helped you guys find your shade in some of them. If you need a reference for how these foundations look on my skin, click on any one of my tutorials and you'll be able to see some of these foundations that work, as well as many others that I love and perhaps are not my right undertone and I just make it work. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye. So when you're finished swatching all these shades, this is what your arm will look like. This is the perfect undertone. You've got a bit of yellow, a bit of red, a bit of orange. Perfect, really.